Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a really long time. Sorry about that. As you can see, the white backdrop is here, so I am back at home in California, and I figured I'd film while I'm here by myself doing nothing. Really bored. So if you want to learn how to do this blue cut crease makeup look, go ahead and keep on watching. So starting off, I just used my acne medication to prep my skin after having washed it because, as you can tell, it's a bit of a mess right now. And then after that, I went ahead and did my eyebrows to start off with. I used my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow. And then after that, I used my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer to carve out the bottom of my brows, and then I blended that down onto my eyelids to use as an eyeshadow primer. I went ahead and set this with translucent powder from Mode D'On, and then I also went ahead and carved out the top half of my brows with the same concealer, blending it out the same way. Getting into the cut crease, I took the lightest blue shade in my Morphe Picasso palette to start sketching out the crease. I did this with a very, very small angled brush, and I started with a lighter shade just so that I could build up from there. So I did multiple layers of that light blue shade and then blended it upwards, not below the line, but blending up. I want to keep the lid as clear as possible. So then using that medium blue shade, I did the exact same thing, building it up from the bottom of the line and blending it up, just not quite as high as the lightest blue shade. And then I just keep repeating this process until I get to the darkest blue, and it's the same idea.
He said he loves me cause I'm loyal, but not above me cause I'm loyal, he fucking with me cause I'm loyal, yeah, he with me cause I'm loyal. When it all goes down.
Now that I'm happy with the gradient of blues on my lid, I took my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, the same concealer I used to clean up my brows, to clean up the cut crease just along that bottom edge, make sure everything's very sharp, blending that down on my lid. And then after that, I took my MAC pigment in the shade Naked, I think A15 Naked, and put it everywhere I had the concealer. Now taking my Anastasia Glow Kit in the shade Crushed Pearl, I'm just highlighting the brow bone. And then I took my Violet Voss lashes, popped those on really quickly before moving on to the face. So I primed with something I got in my Ipsy bag. It's called the No Problem Primer. It's very similar to the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer, and I really like it. And I'm out of my go-to MAC Pro Longwear, so I ended up mixing L'Oreal True Match and the Clinique Stay Matte Foundation, but I actually really like it. And I also mixed in a tiny bit of that MAC Pro Longwear Concealer because it is so high coverage and my skin is acting up so much. And then taking the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, I'm just concealing underneath my eyes. This is in the shade NW15, it's the lightest one they have, so it's great for highlighting. And then I also took the same concealer in the center of my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, and on my chin, again, to highlight the high center points of the face. Then I went ahead and took that same translucent powder that we used to set the lids, and I used this all over my face, but first I started with my under eyes because I knew that was going to crease faster. And then I went ahead and set the rest of my face. So for bronzer, I'm taking the Ciate, I think that's how you pronounce it, Bamboo Bronzer. Also got this on my Ipsy bag, and I absolutely love it. Then I just took it down the sides of my nose, underneath the tip, and then right over the tip of my nose to contour. And using that same highlighter, Crushed Pearl, from my Anastasia Glow Kit, I'm highlighting the tops of my cheekbones. I'm also going to tape this on the tip of my nose and then on the bridge of my nose above where I contoured, and then lastly, Cupid's bow, of course. Then finishing off the face, I use a blush from DSL in the shade Kitty Pink. So getting back to the eye makeup, I'm taking the Bella Pierre Volume Lash and just blending my real lashes with the falsies. And moving on to the lower lash line, I took the light blue and I'm just dragging it from the outer corner up towards the end of my eyebrow. And I'm repeating the same process that I did on the top lid. So I'm starting with the lightest color and then blending it down and then mixing the medium and darker colors. I'm keeping that much closer to the lash line. For highlighter, again, I'm using the same highlighter just in the inner corner, and then I'm going to take that same mascara and do my bottom lashes. Ended up going with a Clinique Chubby Stick, which is essentially a tinted lip balm on the lips, just because I could have done a nude lipstick, but there's a lot going on with the eyes, so I just wanted to keep it simple. Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. If you did enjoy it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below. I don't post that often, but I do when I can. Also, if you don't follow me on social media, go ahead and follow my Instagram. I'm on there as Project Makeup FX. Yeah, alright, so until next time, see you later. Bye.